Hi, welcome to the vitamin aisle where we aim to reduce the overwhelm and some of the confusion you may have when you're shopping for quality vitamins and supplements. And we also hope that you'll be inspired to use these segments to put your own health at the top of your to-do list. My name is Shirley Weir. I'm founder of Menopause Chicks, and I'm joined today by Petra Walter, who is the pharmacist at Pure Pharmacy on Marine Drive in West Vancouver, as well as Bruce Pollock, who is a natural health advisor at the same location. Hi, Petra. Hi, Bruce.
Hey,
Hi.
Shirley.
Hey, thanks for joining us. So I really appreciate your expertise. This segment was actually founded on my own overwhelm. I have many times have walked into the store, I look at the wall of options that I have, and it can be very confusing. So I want to break this down for women, and today we're going to be talking about iron. So what's the first thing that you want women to know about iron?
The first thing I want women to know about iron is that it's very important for them. It's usually not the first question I ask them when they do come in to ask about an iron product. My first question when people come in or women come in and ask for iron is if they do have a confirmed diagnosis for either being anemic or low in iron. The lab testing range for iron varies quite a bit. So what is considered normal lies between 15 and 150. So the range is wide. A lot of times women come in and they say, oh, my iron is normal, I just need a little boost, but they're like at the bottom end of the spectrum. And if you're at 15 or even at 50, it's just not enough for you. So I usually have a little chat with them about that, and then trying to find out what symptoms they're dealing with. Most women come in because they're exhausted, tired, no energy, which is one of the most common symptoms with low iron. Hair loss is the next one on the list that a lot of women complain about. So iron is really important for a lot of things in our body.
Yeah, it's so important. Before we hit record, I looked up last August. I had my ferritin levels tested, and I was 45.
Yeah.
So you might want to speak to what that means. I don't experience hair loss, but I can tell you I have experienced extreme cold intolerance, cold hands and cold feet, and brain fog.
Yeah. Here's the thing about that. Iron is a crucial part in hemoglobin, which is part of our red blood cells. And our red blood cells carry oxygen to all of our organs, and especially our brain. So if we don't have enough iron, we don't have enough hemoglobin, we don't have enough red blood cells, so we're not getting enough oxygen literally into our brains, which explains the brain fog and the slowness of everything, right? So, and in terms of hair loss, the numbers are not set in stone. If you are experiencing hair loss and your iron is low, you do want to be, your ferritin level should be around 70. This is what you're aiming for if you want to stop the hair loss. If you do want to encourage hair regrowth, ideally you should be at around 100 with your ferritin level, which is really hard for women to get to, especially if you're still having your period, because we're losing a lot more blood once a month, unfortunately, than men do. So it's a bit of a trickier issue for women. But as a guideline, 70 to stop the hair loss, 100 to encourage regrowth.
That's really great information. There's a lot of women in the Menopause Chicks community who are going to really need to hear those numbers. So, so when we walk into the Pure Pharmacy and we're looking to supplement with iron, what do you recommend?
Well, obviously, I'm recommending our own Bob's Iron or the FerroPro formula. The owner of the company came up with this wonderful formula. I've dispensed iron products for almost 20 years now. There's a difference in the salt, and that is being used in the various products, and the salts differ in the amount of elemental iron that you're getting out of a capsule or a tablet. Most common side effects with iron are constipation, gastrointestinal upset, black stool, and with the constipation comes the non-compliance, because nobody wants to walk around constipated all day. So women are having a hard time sticking with it, and they're not getting the full benefit out of it, obviously, if you're not taking it on a regular basis. So Bob's iron formula and the FerroPro, we're compounding vitamins and minerals into the iron that help with the absorption. So if your iron is absorbed out of your stomach, you don't have any stomach issues. If it's absorbed out of your stomach, it cannot continue traveling into your intestines, where it can cause constipation. And so those are the highlights of the FerroPro and why it's so well tolerated. And we've had tremendous success. The feedback that we've been getting from patients is just absolutely wonderful. We usually hear over and over again, my God, I've tried every other supplement under the sun, and this is the first one that works. My ferritin level shot up. I feel great. They feel like they got their quality of life back. They have more energy. They're not tired. The hair loss is stopping. Overall, just happier.
That's amazing. So
Yeah.
how does someone know how much to take?
That is based on your ferritin levels. If you do know your ferritin levels, that gives us the best indicator as to what strength to steer you to, and then also what the dosing should be for you.
Okay.
If you are anemic and you're literally at a 10 or a 15, you could easily take 150 milligram twice a day if you tolerate it. If you are in the mid-range, 50, 60, 70s, 150 milligram a day will be enough. If you're even higher than that, if you're in your 80s, 90s, and you're just trying to maintain, then maybe even a 75 milligram a day is enough, or even just a 75 milligram every second or third day. If you do continuously have trouble with your iron levels, I would recommend having it tested at least once a year to see where you're at. There's a few women that are lucky enough, they take it for 3 to 6 months to fill up their iron storages, and then they're good to go, and then they don't need to worry about it any further. Most of the time I find though that women unfortunately have to stick with a supplementing product, but it pays off to keep an eye on your iron levels. Yes.
Okay, that's amazing. And having your ferritin level tested is an easy test. Just request it from your doctor or your naturopath, correct? That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for your expertise today. You can learn more at purepharmacy.com. You can find me at Menopause Chicks, and please continue to follow the vitamin aisle because we have more information for you coming up. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.